he would not play. He has no hesitation, says he feels fine. Second series for the Alouettes, went 2-0 first time, but this time Brandon Whitaker, who looks like he's okay, is hit by the hard-hitting Ian Logan. So Whitaker, who took that jolt in the opening series, is back in the Montreal backfield and doing what he does best, rushing for first downs.
Yeah, Brandon Whitaker. Last week, what has become a typical week for him, 177 yards from scrimmage, 113 of those on the ground. I mean, it may be tough in a year where we expect Anthony Calvillo to become the CFL's all-time leading passer to see anyone other than him get Montreal's nomination for MOP, but Brandon Whitaker would be a worthy recipient.
Anthony Calvillo pulls it back this time and goes over the middle, and look out, and goodbye. Jamel Richardson down near the 1.
Well, we're used to seeing Jamel Richardson pick up those yak yards, fighting through tackles, using his size to ward off tacklers. Here, Jamel Richardson just uses his speed, lining up as the inside man in this cluster formation. 4 receivers to that side. Just fights off Jonathan Hefney, catches it in space, and I really think Jamel Richardson caught Ian Logan off guard with his speed and acceleration after he turned with the football.
Brandon Stewart saves the touchdown. Richardson 59 yards. Not only do the Alouettes have the CFL rushing leader, they have the CFL receiving leader and the passing leader. But the passing leader's on the bench as Adrian McPherson comes in now to quarterback near the 1. Darren Diedrich will squirt in for the touchdown. And a very quiet Canadian Stadium. 3 plays, 71 yards. Darren Diedrich to pay dirt to cap off that great pass and run from Calvillo to Richardson.
On a great lead block here by defensive tackle Eric Wilson, who comes in as a blocking back. Big block there on Merrill Johnson, the kick out. That leaves Darren Diedrich one-on-one in the hole with Clint Kent. Darren Diedrich lowers the shoulder and wins that battle.
What a quick response by the Alouettes. Only 1:06 they needed to get on the board. On the board, in the lead. 7:12 to go, opening quarter in Winnipeg.
Shop at Safeway and place.
Darren Diedrich with the touchdown. That's his zone. Scored 3 in one game this season from inside the 5-yard line for the Montreal Alouettes.
Well, he's become something of a specialist. That's touchdown number 6 on the year for the Scarborough, Ontario native. Cedar Brae Collegiate High School.
Sean White to kick it off. This is with the wind, and that wind will gust from right to left on your screen. Here is the speedster Tim Brown. And a little awkward moment on the far sideline as one of the Alouettes was netted. Walter Spencer over there looks like he's okay.
Oh, Walter Spencer, one of the special teams warriors of the CFL. Might be his first time in a net, but he's no stranger to the special teams danger.
No, he is not. So Alex Brink, his second series now. Led his team to a field goal, put Winnipeg on the board. Mighty Mike. Riscarrett again. This Montreal defense ranked number 1 in the CFL against the run. So it's going to be a tough night, even with the Blue Bombers. Had Fred Reed been able to go, Reed of course gone for the season. A torn ACL. They lost both Fred Reed and Carl Volney last week with ACL injuries. Walking wounded Winnipeg. A little check down again, and flags fly. Hard to believe, though, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers could go through that many injuries. Buck Pierce with the rib problems. Doug Brown out of the lineup, Carl Volney, and of course last year's CFL rushing leader.
Yeah, Fred Reed gets the knee twisted underneath them. Had to leave the game. Reed done for the season, gone on the 9-game injured list. He in fact had surgery on that injured anterior cruciate ligament yesterday.
The guy they call Fast Freddy in Winnipeg. Bomber team picture right now looks like an X-ray. They have so many walking wounded. Brink, strong arm, Greg Carr, jump ball, got it in traffic. I don't know how it got there, but it did. Carr came up with it.
And again, I love the aggressive mentality of Alex Brink coming out here, and this is how the Winnipeg Blue Bombers need to use the size and speed of Greg Carr. Carr's got a height advantage on the outside, working against Paul Waldo. Brink's going to throw it up and let the big guy go get it. Remember, this is a receiver who last year had that monster debut against the Montreal Alouettes, 2 touchdowns over 180 yards.
Play action, Brink in trouble. And John Bowman easily tags him down. Little tap out back there as Bowman wears that big playing cast on his paw.
Well, it looked on that one as if Alex Brink just lost his footing as he tried to plant and come back. He saw John Bowman coming, had time to react to the rusher, but just lost his footing and was unable to recover before Bowman tagged him down.
Easiest sack of the season for Bowman. Well, the Blue Bombers ranked 7th in the CFL, second last in second down conversions. See what they can do this time. Throwing down, 2nd and 16. Brink, oh, knocked away. Anwar Stewart has it. And just as John Bowman had his easiest sack, Anwar Stewart comes up with an easy pick. Turnover to the Montreal Alouettes.
2 guys who have combined for 15 CFL seasons thus far, and a number of all-star performances here. It's Chip Cox coming off this edge who's going to make the hit. Anwar Stewart gets the interception. Now it's 5-on-5 blocking here. The guard, Brendan Labatt, ends up with nobody. The Bombers appear like they need to communicate, and everybody needs to bump one man to the right, and they can get everybody picked up. They're not outnumbered on that play. No reason for there to be a free man.
There is one man who was pumped up yesterday when we talked to him about playing here in Swaggerville, as he called it. Was looking forward to the 30,000 out here tonight. Anwar Stewart, but a very slow start, very untypical Anwar Stewart start to a season. He's become more of a mentor to some of the young players, but he is starting to pick up some serious steam.
Well, no question. A couple of sacks last week. You know, and he admitted he wasn't that happy with his role. He knew coming into the season he wasn't going to play quite as many snaps, more of a rotation guy. But the competitor in him, he wants to play a little bit more, and he's earning it with his performance of late.
Anthony Calvillo now checks down and will change this play. Play clock down to 1. Here's the rush. There's the throw and dangerous toss. Jonathan Hefney was in the vicinity. And so despite the interception by Anwar Stewart, the Blue Bombers will get the football back. Under 4 minutes to go, opening quarter. Sean White will have to boot it away.
Well, one of the ongoing themes you hear coaches talk about in the Canadian Football League, whether offensively or defensively, is playing fast. And that's what the Winnipeg Blue Bombers do from a defensive point of view. They get after the quarterback quickly. Their defensive backs react and break on balls quickly. Makes them real difficult to play against.
Sean White trying to angle one to the coffin corner. It's a great kick. Right down near the 2-yard line. Look at this. But there's a no-yard call. So they'll add 5 yards to that on a good kick by Sean White. 7-3 Montreal.
A couple of weeks ago, you guys had a quote put in your locker from Nelson Mandel. It talked about, all right, people are afraid to be great. People are afraid of greatness. They don't think they deserve it, but they're not entitled to it. They're not afraid of failure. They're afraid of being great. Okay? You are entitled to greatness, everyone in this room. You are entitled, every snap you take, to be great. All right? Get behind each other, help each other out, and be great every snap. All right? And finish. Okay? Let's go get this one. Okay? Bombers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bombers!
All La Police, some inspiring words before this one. Looking to be great. You'd have to use that word around the Blue Bombers this season. Team the last few years struggled to 500, 4-14 a year ago. 8-4 on top of the CFL East right now. They've been flirting with greatness. Clarence Denmark on a little hit screen. Already Alex Brink's numbers, not even one quarter complete, better than last year's Thanksgiving debacle.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex Brink starting this game 4 for 7 for 67 yards. Last year in that Thanksgiving game, 4 for 18 for just 61 yards through 3 quarters. A much better start for Alex Brink, and again, not surprisingly given what he's done thus far in 2011.
Well, getting more reps, helping lead his team to the win in BC, almost to a win last week before getting knocked out of the game as well. Brink now, and caught! And of course, it would be the circus catcher himself, Clarence Denmark, who came up with a beauty last week at Toronto. Clarence Denmark is like S.J. Green. He can make those circus catches.
Well, Clarence Denmark lines up as the middle receiver in a 3-man set to the field. A corner route working against man coverage on Deaudra Dix, who's playing that wide side halfback spot in place of the injured Dwight Anderson. Not only is Brink making the tough throws, his receivers are making the tough catches for him.
Denmark, 2 days ago, celebrated his 26th birthday. Scarrett nowhere to run right now. No openings. Anwar Stewart with the tackle. So it'll be another 2nd down conversion attempt for Alex Brink and the Blue Bombers.
Going back to that great catch by Clarence Denmark. What a revelation this young guy has been for the Blue Bombers this year, essentially forcing them to make a decision in that receiving core between TJ Harris, who was so good last year, and Greg Carr. Carr getting the opportunity to play now after he sat for the first part of the year. But Denmark, 8 catches to lead the Bombers last week against Toronto.
Lots of motion here again. Throwing down. Brink has to roll now. Can't find a receiver. To the sideline. Goes to Corey Watson, but well short of a first down, and it's going to be a kicking down again here for the Blue Bombers with just over a minute left in this opening quarter.
Big stop there for the Montreal Alouettes defense. They're getting a little bit of heat on Alex Brink early in this football game. As mentioned earlier, not a big surprise. People think about a running back's job as being to carry the ball and a little bit of catching the ball, but his blitz pickup is huge, and you got to believe that Montreal is going to try to continue to test Chris Garrett by bringing different looks and bringing pressure.
Mike Renaud into a very strong breeze here. Low line drive to Floyd, and a penalty flag is down as Mike Renaud's helmet. Ian Logan was back there. His helmet went flying as Mike Renaud took his way downfield. Logan's helmet went flying off his lid. They'll sort it out here. Our referee tonight is Al Bradbury. Let's go down to Sarah Orleski on the sideline.
Well, Rod, I'm joined now by Doug Brown. Doug, we've talked so much, the guys in this game already, about the injuries of last week. Had you ever seen a game like that before?
That was something different. I'd say it was something special, but it wasn't special for our team. But, you know, the encouraging thing was the number of different players we had come in seamlessly and step up for us. So it was a great transition for those guys. They got some time, they played the game tough, and we almost pulled it out. So it was good to see, and hopefully they can take it to the next level today. This team has lost 3 of their last 4 games. There's been so much talk about swagger in this city so far this season. Has this team lost some of it, and how do they get it back? I think our schedule just gotten a lot tougher, and I think people know what they're getting into now when they face us. We're not catching anybody by surprise anymore. Even with Montreal, I think we definitely caught their attention with what we did to them at their barn. So it's up to us to continue to pick it up and make adjustments ourselves and be better. Thanks for this, Doug. Thank you.
Doug Brown, who says this is his last season, got good news this week on the shoulder. Does not have to be operated on, so he'll be back in the lineup soon. 15-yard penalty on the return against Diamond Ferry, so the Owls scrimmage back in their territory, but quickly get out of it. Once again, Jamel Richardson, the CFL receiving leader, up near the 40-yard line.
And we'll just go back for a moment to take a look at the penalty. Diamond Ferry working against Ian Logan. This is what resulted in the Alouettes being backed up an extra 15 yards on the play as Ferry wrestles Logan's helmet off. Not part of the traditional hold-up You're always told be aggressive, hold your guy up at the line of scrimmage on that punt return.
He flipped his lid.
Literally.
Last play, barring penalty, opening quarter. First down, Alouettes. Little draw play. Whitaker is dropped near the 46-yard line. So teams will change sides, and the Blue Bombers will now enjoy the wind here at Canada Stadium. 7-3 Alouettes. Wendy's Friday Night Football rolls on. One quarter complete in Winnipeg. Blue Bombers really dominate their ledger in terms of stats. That one turnover is glaring, but so too the big play, the significant play for the Montreal Alouettes, Jamel Richardson's catch that led to a touchdown. 7-3 Als. What do you think so far of the Blue Bombers, particularly their play calling under Alex Brink?
Well, I love the style, and you got to give a lot of credit to Alex Brink, but also to offensive coordinator Jamie Barisi, head coach Paul LaPolice. You know, I had the privilege in university of playing for the great Larry Haler, and one of the things he used to tell us all the time was dare to be great, meaning don't be afraid to make mistakes, don't play as if you're trying not to lose, and it ties into Paul LaPolice's pre-game speech tonight. Don't be afraid of going out and trying to do great things, and Alex Brink is a backup quarterback. A lot of times the mentality is to be conservative and try not to have the quarterback lose the game. Here, they're going to let Alex Brink make plays and try to win. I think that's great.
Blue Bomber defense needing to make some plays here. Calvillo, lots of time again. Oh, great catch there. S.J. Green in traffic right in front of Jonathan Hefney, down inside the Winnipeg 45-yard line. Anthony Calvillo has not had much pressure on him so far tonight.
Well, no, and the Alouettes doing a terrific job picking him up. S.J. Green lining up to the inside slot to the bottom side. Jonathan Hefney is trying to get physical with him. But we saw earlier Jamel Richardson fight through one of Hefney's jams. There it's S.J. Green. The Owls receivers are big, physical. They relish this kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if the Bombers continue with that tap.
AC 3 of 5, 87 yards. Here he goes again out of the backfield. Brian Bratton hauled down by Clint Kent.
Clint Kent, a former Montreal Alouette. Started his career there a few years ago.
I'm sure
a mainstay here in the Blue Bomber defense.
Sure circles the calendar every time he plays against Montreal. He was a guy who was once cut, Dwayne, from the Alouette roster.
Yeah, and here Kent does a terrific job. He's got Brian Bratton man-to-man all the way. Doesn't get fooled when Bratton gives him a look as if he's going to stay in to help in protection at the start. Stays focused on his responsibility.
Second down conversion. In the pocket, Calvillo lost it. Ball's down, and the Alouettes recover. And the Winnipeg defense is #1 in the CFL in second down conversion stops. And they showed it there.
Well, it helps when you've got a guy who can get after the quarterback like number 40, Odell Willis. Speed off the edge, ducks the shoulder and gets underneath with a rip move on Josh Burke. Presence of mind to get that left hand out to tap the loose ball away from Anthony Calvillo. Calvillo sometimes gets that arm cocked low on his release. Willis took advantage of that.
Josh Burke alertly recovers the football. Otherwise, it was Winnipeg's ball. Almost blocked. Sean White got it away. Tim Brown lets it bounce at his 15. He has some room here. Down the sideline, Tim Brown up near the 35-yard line. Early second quarter in Winnipeg tonight, a 4-point football game.